John Westmoreland. Richard Mullins.
Here.
William Lyons. Matt Pointer.
Here.
Denny Shinholster.
Here.
Paul Chapman.
Here.
Eddie Smith. Todd Westbury. Rita Marable. Robert Ray. Tommy Stallmaker.
Here.
John Harley.
Here.
Forrest Slappy.
Here.
Randy Toms. Clifford Holmes.
Here.
Preston Hawkins.
Here.
Stephen Tingen. Jimmy Roberts.
Here.
Francis Adams.
Here.
Frank Hughes.
Here.
Robert Rickard.
Here.
Kurt Bivens. Chuck O'Neill. Lonnie Miley.
Here.
Matt Rogers.
Here.
Mike Bilderback.
Here.
Eric Wilson.
Here.
Richard Bazemore.
Here.
Melvin Lawrence.
Here.
Ed Norris. Melvin Walker.
Here.
Barbara Williams.
Here.
Alfreda Walker. James Richardson.
Here.
James Curry. Rich Hall.
Here.
Henry Gray.
Here.
Colson. Is that what? Did you say Colson?
No.
Okay.
Henry Cravey.
Here.
Lee Slade.
Here.
Tim Young.
Here.
James Colson.
Here.
Woody Webster.
Here.
Walter Rocker. Terry Schwindler. Ken Fowler.
Here.
Charles Williams.
Here.
Shannon Hart. Catherine Epps. Jimmy Smith. Mark Dupree.
Here.
Charles Brack.
Here.
Marty Dominic.
Here.
C.L. Brooks. Jonathan Jackson.
Here.
Phil Bentley. Judy Sellier. Charles Sims. Travis Blackwell. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Jim. At this time, I'd like to ask Mayor Riker if he would give us a indication.
Would you pray with us, please? Gracious God, our Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the gift of this day and for this new year. We ask that you would bless the food that we have received, the nourishment of our bodies and us to thy service. We invoke your presence, God, here with us tonight. Guide our conversations. Help us to make right decisions for the constituents that we represent and for the region as a whole. These things I pray in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to welcome everyone again to our first meeting in 2016. We got a packed house. This is most of the day in 2 years. And I know what it is. Laura said, want to know if I was going to dance tonight. I said, you sing. When she goes to sing, I'm going to go dance. We'll see how it turns out.
Don't worry.
At this time, I'd like to start over on our left and like to recognize our guests. Third table, I know we got some folks there. Paul, what you gonna do?
We have James Marshall, who is on our industrial authority, Stacy Ladson, who is our industrial development director.
Executive.
Yeah, executive director. I got a name right here.
I understand. We have another guest.
Also, we have from new mayor from St. Georgia, Mayor Eric Miller.
Welcome, Eric. Glad to have you. Good man. How about in the back?
I have my wife, Alice, she's my chauffeur tonight.
And I know a while ago she's had you a long time and she's done a good job too. We're glad you're out of the hospital.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Harley, how about your table?
All new. Jimmy's here, thank goodness.
How about right up front, Butch? We got anybody? Over here? None. We're gonna skip this table, I think, because Brett's gonna handle them. Billy?
Yeah. Now, Mr. Gary Sanders, who is the Eaton County our Eaton City Administrator.
Great, thank you. If I missed anybody other than the fact, all right, we also have a new staff member here tonight. Jen Gordon. Where's Jen at? They was making her eat out in the hall, so I made her come in. Give her a seat. That's how you treat the new one, I guess. New office manager was glad to have you on staff. Okay, and at this time, Brent, would you come up?
Sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I would like to introduce to each of you the board members of Spark Macon, Inc. As you know, throughout the course of the past year, I've been briefing this body on the creation of Spark Macon, which is Middle Georgia's very first makerspace. And as we've discussed, a makerspace is a physical location where people can come together from a diverse group of backgrounds and disciplines, be it from folks who are interested in technology, to arts, to music, various other interests, to come together to a space and enjoy the use of high-end tools. We have 3D printers, laser engravers, we have woodworking equipment, music lab, electronics lab, computers, both Macs and PCs, coding sessions, and high-end software available. And the idea is to have folks come together from different areas, collaborate, innovate, have a space where they can go and test ideas and fail safely, and then finally hit that big new idea and become very successful, and then reinvigorate the economy, local economy that is. We consider Makerspace a free economic development driver. It's a community asset. We're very proud about the progress that Spark Macon has made in this first year of operation. We opened in officially November 2014. I'd like to announce that we are now going into the next phase of development or evolution, where the Makerspace is going to become a certified 501c3 nonprofit organization. We would like to make a special announcement. I'll talk about this in just a second when I introduce the individual board members. But at this time, I'd like to, when I call your name, I'd like for you just to briefly stand and kind of just be acknowledged, and then we'll kind of put faces to the place. We'll be talking to you about Spark Macon as a regional commission under your endorsement. As you know, it originally seeded and fully supports this organization. The seed money came through a grant from the Georgia Technology Authority in conjunction with the internet-based crowdfunding for campaign, which raised a good bit of money in only 1 month's time. So at this time, I'd like to ask Rob Betzel to stand up and be acknowledged. Rob is the president and CEO of Infinity Network Solutions. He is one of the founding members of Spark Macon, and has put an enormous amount of his time and effort and energy into making Spark Macon successful this very first year, and served as our first chairman. Next, I'd like to acknowledge Michael Rosario. Michael works as the lead program developer at the Mercer Engineering Research Center, down in Houston County. Michael brings a tremendous passion for the maker movement. He currently serves on our board. He's a founding member and has helped us develop educational workshops in conjunction with an additional grant from the Georgia Technology Authority to help introduce STEM and STEM-based concepts to K-12 children in the Bibb County Public School System, young ladies, in fact, and that's a partnership with Real Impact, another nonprofit. Been very successful. Next, I'd like to introduce Andrew Eck. Andrew is a student at Mercer University in the engineering department. Andrew is a senior this year, I believe. He's also an entrepreneur in the community. He owns 2 businesses, Corner Concepts, which brings concerts to downtown Macon in various places, and probably most well known for his company that repurposes wooden pallets and other furniture, and that's been quite successful as well. Andrew is a founding member as well. Next, I'd like to introduce Nadia Osmond. Nadia, just formerly with the College Hill Alliance, which I believe sunsetted out, but it actually evolved into another board-based funding entity, and maybe you can talk to us about that in the future. And Nadia is now With our movement to the 501c3 status, going to be Spark Macon's very first staff. She will be the executive director. So we'd like to congratulate Nadia on that. And she is part of the original founding membership as well, along with myself at the end. Recently we've increased the board. I'd like to ask Robert Reese to stand up. Robert Reese is a graduate student in MIS at Georgia College, and also a digital entrepreneur. He's been very active as a member, one of our original members in the makerspace, and has been recently joined the board, and we look forward to his leadership as Spark Macon evolves. Likewise, I'd like to introduce Glenn Stone. Glenn Stone is the program chair at Central Georgia Technical College in the electronics department. He is very active in anything and everything electronics. He likes to build and deconstruct. He's very active at Central Georgia Tech. He also works in the Eaton in a special program there with the children, actually the high school kids, with STEM and STEAM-based concepts. And we're excited about what he brings to Spark Macon as well. Last, he's not here today, but we have also asked Sam McPhee to be a part of our board. Sam is a seasoned veteran in the nonprofit, not-for-profit sectors. We feel like he'll bring tremendous fundraising expertise to the Spark Macon and our efforts in sustaining ourselves as an organization and a resource many years into the future. So we look forward to introducing him to you as well. On an ending note, I'd like to say that we appreciate Middle Georgia Regional Commission's leadership in allowing us to seek funding from the state of Georgia. That was the first time this has ever been done. The makerspace was created. First one in Middle Georgia, as I said earlier. We'd like to expand our programs, not just through a membership-based sustainability model, but we'd like to also include workshops for the community, for our members, for the community at large as well. We're going to use the resources of the Regional Commission, and hopefully we'd like to use and assist, like I said, this is from Middle Georgia, any of your various local governments or related entities. We'd like to partner or work with you in any way possible. We'd like to invite you to come down and tour the space. It's located at 557 Cherry Street on the second floor of the old Liz Reed's Music Hall. We've done a good job of making it a very fun place to come and try out, invent, and just work with tools you might not have ever had access to. I will say that every first Friday of the month we have what we call an open make night, which is sort of an open house concept. It's free, you're free to come, try out things. We usually have some door prizes for both children who do need to be escorted by adults if you're 16 or under, and adults. So come, make something, show it off, and collaborate. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to take them. Thank you for letting me have a few minutes of your time to show you our new Spark Macon board and our new executive director. We're very excited about what they're doing here. It truly is a benefit to this emerging digital economy that we are now in. Thank you.
Thank you, Brent. I'll tell you another good board member in Basco you had was Brent Lanford. Brent himself. He does a good job. Y'all are doing well. We come and visit. We've been talking about it. This time I'd like to invite Ralph up if he would to introduce our new secretary.
Our guest tonight is so well known that I really can do the Ed McMahon, Johnny Carson thing and just say, here's Jim. But I won't do that because it's too important for us to shorten him out like that. But tonight I am honored to introduce to you Jim, the Executive Director of the Northeast Georgia Regional Commission. In just a moment, he's going to address us as the current president of the Georgia Association of Regional Commissions. And that's a position that he's twice been elected to by his peers. He is well known around the state, across the southeast, and all over the U.S. He's represented his organization and regional commissions in the state of Georgia at countless things and always does an excellent job there. Jim also has close ties to Middle Georgia, having lived here in Macon and attended school here. His biographical sketch was in your board package. I hope you read it. We also have some available here if you haven't, so I'm not going to try to cover the same things that's in that bio, but you'll see his accomplishments if you take the time to read it. I'm certain you'll be impressed with Jim's accomplishments. Jim has an extensive background in planning and development, is a proven leader, and has served his region and the state of Georgia in numerous capacities, always successfully. His entire career has been spent serving the citizens of Northeast Georgia Regional Commission and the state of Georgia, along with his other duties. The Northeast Georgia Regional Commission is very, very similar to the Middle Georgia Regional Commission in area, in population, number of counties, and the kinds of programs they offer to their local governments. Jim's a genuine friend of Middle Georgia, a colleague that can be trusted, and someone that can be depended upon. Jim, come now and share with us, and let's us give Jim a true friend and hearty Middle Georgia welcome.
Thank you, Ralph, and thank you all for having me. I do have a special affinity for Macon and Middle Georgia. I grew up in Macon. My dad was a Navy veteran, part of the greatest generation, and he worked and retired as a civilian employee at Robins Air Force Base. And I graduated high school from old Willingham High School, Fort Southwest, so Mayor, you know I'm old as dirt. But some of the great memories I have were coming down to Luther Williams Field and seeing Pete Rose play in the early 60s, going to parades down here on Cherry Street and just having a great time in Macon. In fact, my parents never threw anything away. And I was looking through some things a while back, and I found a season ticket I had to Macon Teachers, and they had paid $5 for a season ticket. Now you can't even go on soft drink for $5. But Ralph was right. I got back to Athens, and Athens is a hard place to leave. I began my career at the was in the Northeast Georgia Area Planning and Development Commission in 1975, and after about 9.5 years or so, I was the deputy director, and I didn't think my predecessor was going anywhere anytime soon. So Parks Rusk, who was Dean Rusk's older brother, lured me to Cherokee County to be the first planning director over there. In those days, Cherokee County had about 40,000 people. I-575 stopped at Highway 92 in the southern part of the county. You know where it is now. You can see how bad I screwed up over there. But I was invited to come back to Athens as the director in 1987, where I've been since. And when I came in that first day, I knew several of the staff members from the time I was there before, because I've only been gone about 2.5 years or so. That first morning I walked in and there was a huge wreath on my desk that just said, "Rest in peace." So I said, well, you know, somebody's really playing a trick on the Ralph. You know how these people are. I said, I'll just let some of these people come forward and take credit for this. So I waited all morning. No one came forward. I went to lunch. I came back. Still the wreath was there. Rest in peace. So I looked on the card to see which florist it came from. So I called and I said, I'm Jim Dove. I'm executive director of Northeast Georgia APDC. I think someone's playing a trick on me. Can you tell me who's really getting a laugh out of this? She said, what do you mean? I explained the story to her. Can you tell me who sent this? Or, you know, what the story is. She said, well, hold on just a minute. So she walked down the aisle, I guess, in a florist and came back. She said, oh, Mr. Dove, she said, some people are really getting a chuckle out of this, but it's not at your expense. I said, what do you mean? She said, over at Bernstein's Funeral Home, so there's a vase of fresh cut flowers that say, hope you enjoy your new position. That's how we got started off. Kind of goes downhill. But Ralph was right. Northeast Georgia is located in Athens, and I have 12 counties and 54 cities. Population of about 600,000. The western part of the region is very rapidly growing with Newton County, Kevin knows, Walton, Barra, Jackson to the north, Oconee, located in the middle of the region next to Athens Park. And on the eastern part of the region, the population is much more stagnant when you get to Elbert County, which is on the South Carolina line, about 35 miles removed from Athens and a little off to itself. Oglethorpe County is a large industrial county. In the southern part of the county, I was talking to Billy earlier, of course, Morgan and Greene counties in my region, they have a lot in common with Putnam County, with the lake and other things. But Mayor, today, by the way, was the 25th anniversary of the unification of the Athens Park County government. Congratulations on what you've done down here, all of you, in making a Bibb County. But we had 4 referenda before it passed Athens Park County. The first 3 times they referred to it as a consolidation. And they kept studying the situation. They found out that people didn't like the term consolidation. So in the last opportunity, they used the word unification. The people bought into it, passed overwhelmingly. So 25 years ago today is when that unified government was installed. As Ralph mentioned to you, I wanted to, first of all, I want to say thank you again for having me. It's a pleasure being here in Middle Georgia. It's what is known far and wide, not only was one of the best regional planning organizations in the state, in the nation. Ralph Nix is a trooper. He is a great executive director. He has built a great staff. As you look around, people like Laura and Brent, Kim, Nick, everybody. I mean, Greg, I'm going to miss some of you. Matt, who once did our audits for us, and he's with a private firm. You have a great staff down here. Ralph really believes in cooperation. He wants to see people working together. He wants you to work not only across city lines, but county lines, and he's even a proponent for working across regional boundaries, as we've done, and worked some things with this organization. So congratulations on being a part of such a fine organization. When I accepted the presidency of the Association of Regional Commissions, I said I wanted to attend a council meeting in each one of the regions. And I wanted to start out, really, with this one. And I was on the agenda for the September meeting, but the day before I was to come down here, my 86-year-old mother, who lives next door to me, fell and broke her left leg. So I was in the hospital all night previous to coming down here, so I couldn't make it. 2 months later, we were down at the GARC conference on the coast. My 91-year-old father fell and broke his hip. So I've been trying to tend to some family matters, as you can imagine. Being an only child, somebody has to kind of step forward at that time, so I've been doing a lot of that. But I was glad to get to come on down here. I've also been to River Valley Regional Commission. Their meeting is in Buena Vista. That's a good little drive from Athens. I've also been to Rome, to Northwest Georgia. I've already been to Heart of Georgia, down in Mount Vernon, where I saw some of my friends from the congressional staff. I've been to the Atlanta Regional Commission. Of course, we have Macon tonight, and next on the list is Valdosta. So we're getting around and trying to make it as many as we can. The Association of Regional Commissions was formed in 2000. And we've had a little bit of a rocky start over the years, but we've gotten stronger. And I think now we're probably stronger than ever. The association itself is made up of the executive director of each of the regional commissions, plus a policy person, a sitting council member, usually from one of the regional, from each regional commission. The full association meets on a quarterly basis. We will meet again in February. The executive directors meet monthly. We just met yesterday in Atlanta. Had a full agenda, and I think a good agenda. We have several standing committees that get involved in things of which you would find important as well. Planning, economic development, workforce development, transportation, aging, information technology, all those things. One of the greatest successes we had over the past year was working with EDA funds and funds from our own organizations to bring in the state's first geospatial information officer. That person is housed in the Department of Community Affairs. She has a great background. I'm sure that you'll have her down here to one of your meetings probably at some point in the future, Ralph, to brief this group on what she's doing. But she is doing a fine job in trying to ensure there's not a lot of redundancy among the state departments in their efforts to lay geographic information systems, things of that nature. She's working with us to help position us to work better with organizations such as Department of Transportation, DCA, Department of Economic Development, DNR, all of those. So I hope you have a chance to meet Susan Miller very, very soon, because she's a quality person. She's doing a good job for our organization. Georgia, what was it, Brent? It's probably one of the last 6 or 7 states in the nation that did not have a GIO.
45 other states have one.
Yeah, so we're a little bit behind the curve on that. Susan will bring us up to speed very, very quickly. Another thing we do as an organization, we have an annual conference each November in St. Simon's. It's an opportunity to have a representation from each of these groups there to meet with some of our partner agencies from the state, from the federal government. We require that each regional commission send 10 persons to that conference. Some years we've had as many as 300 persons in attendance. We meet the King and Prince, and we had some great guest speakers in the past, everybody from Senator Chambliss to DOT commissioners, DCA commissioners. Remember when Burt Lance, before he passed away, he would give an overview of the elections down there every other year. Just a great time for about 2.5 days. It gives you a chance to interact with your peers around the state, bring forth some new ideas, discuss ideas, things that have been successful in various regions. So we encourage you to find out more about the conference from Ralph and Brett and Laura and everybody, and maybe attend one of these meetings at some point. We also have an economic development conference held annually in May at the Lake Lanier Islands. It's a Sunday evening to Tuesday morning event. We have at least three persons from each commission attend that. It's a great opportunity to get together. We moved it a few years ago from Brasstown Valley down to Lake Lanier, and it helps us with our attendance from state agencies because they don't have to make that 2.5-hour drive or whatever. They can just come up and make a presentation, entertain some questions and comments, and go back. But again, that's a good event, and we always look forward to having that. We work very, very closely with your local government associations, both ACCG and GMA. We always have exhibits at the annual conferences in Savannah. We attend the various district and policy meetings around the state, so we try to get involved as much as we can with your local government organizations. In addition, as I mentioned earlier, we try to partner with various state agencies and organizations. We have a long-standing relationship and contract with the Department of Community Affairs. We have likewise a contract with DOT. We work with the Department of Human Services, the Department of Division of Aging Services on our aging programs, Department of Economic Development, Department of Natural Resources, and any others we can. On the federal level, of course, we have a direct relationship with the Economic Development Administration. In North Georgia, we work with Appalachian Regional Commission, we work with HUD, anybody we can to further the cause of regional cooperation and collaboration. As I mentioned earlier, I was talking about Ralph and his staff. It's important we work across regional boundaries, whether it be on transportation, water resources, wastewater, solid waste, all those things. It's imperative that we work together because of the economies of scale, the efficiencies involved, and just an opportunity to not be redundant. I want to mention to you as well that in our area at least, and I'm sure Ralph and his group do too, we pride ourselves on those regional efforts. There's a 4-county reservoir that we constructed in northeast Georgia that serves Barrow, Clark, Jackson, and Oconee counties. Came online during the period of the greatest drought in the history of the state. We worked hard to build that, and we still administer that. As Kevin can tell you, we worked hard to create a 4-county joint development authority with, in the western part of our region that resulted in Baxter, which is now Baxalta, located there in the Stanton Springs Industrial Park. We worked hard to assist Adams Park and Oconee to come together to lure the Caterpillar project in northeast Georgia. So really, the regional cooperation and working together is really what it's all about. But again, I just wanted to come down here and show the flag for the Association of Regional Commissions to tell you how much we appreciate the time and effort you give to be parts of organizations like this, and to thank you for providing Ralph and his people to help us as an association, because we couldn't do it without you. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report.
Does anybody have any questions for Jim? Georgia football, whatever, we can handle. Thank you, Jim, for those remarks. It's not good to hear a man who knows what he's talking about. You're right, regionalism will work that, and RC will that too. We're proud of this one, proud of what you have to do. Okay, at this time, everybody have copies of minutes in the mail to them or emailed to, I entertain a motion to accept the November 12th minutes. Got a second? All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed likewise? Minutes approved. We have no old business. New business. Yes, council member appointments in 2016 from the 11 counties, we made them all, and there's 55 names. We're not gonna go all of them. They're in your book, and the chair will entertain a motion at this time to accept the council appointments as presented. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Likewise, so carried. We have several members that are leaving the council. Please join me in expressing my appreciation to them. John Howard from Monroe County, Johnny Brannon and George Dixon from over Cleveland County, Mickey Barrow from Pulaski County, John Reed from Putnam County, and we've also received several new members this time. Eric Wilson is here tonight from Monroe County, Mayor Forsyth, Tim Young down in Hawkinsville, Walter Rocky from over Putnam County, Catherine Epps and Charles Williams from Sweets County, and is it Rita O'Neill or Rita Sweetland there? Rita Merrill. I got it first of all. Rita Merrill from Crawford County. She couldn't be here tonight. And welcome to all of them. We look forward to working with you in the coming years. Okay, at this time we got some technical assistance requests, and I'd like to ask Daniel to come up and talk to us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and all members of the council. Village Georgia Regional Commission has received the following local assistance requests since the November meeting. Staff time, as always, is available for each of these requests. Following communities have requested assistance in completing applications for FEMA's Assistance to Firefighters Grant Program. City of Eatonton, City of Milledgeville, Town of Tunesboro, Baldwin County, Monroe County, Peach County, and Pulaski County. The following communities have requested assistance in completing applications for the Georgia Department of Community Affairs Annual Community Development Block Grant Related Funding. City of Allentown, City of Jeffersonville, Peach County, and Crawford County for fiscal years 2017. Crawford County has also requested assistance for the development of a Plan First application, as well as the creation of a new consolidated government charter with the City of Roberta. The City of Fort Valley has requested assistance with application for Department of Natural Resources Recreation Trails Grant. The City of Jeffersonville has requested assistance with a workshop presentation to Mayor and Council on effective business meeting and conflict avoidance, as well as help with providing audit information regarding public safety expenditures in fiscal years 2013, 2014, and 2015. The City of Jeffersonville has also requested assistance with applying for One Georgia Equity Funds from the Development Authority to expand capacity of the I-16 Industrial Park. The City of Gordon has requested minute-taking assistance for their city. The City of Hawkinsville has requested assistance in preparing an amendment to the Hawkinsville-Pulaski County Joint Urban Redevelopment Plan. Jones County has requested assistance in applying for a Department of Natural Resources Land and Water Conservation Fund grant for the construction of a special needs playground, as well as completion of a job responsibilities analysis for county employees. Macon-Bibb County has requested assistance with developing a community needs assessment to provide quality education and self-sufficiency services. Monroe County has requested assistance with conduction of a reevaluation and update of their county pay scale. Pulaski County has requested assistance with updated community's comprehensive plan. The City of Roberta has requested assistance with the development of job descriptions and research in pay scales for positions of police chief and city clerk. The Town of Tunesboro has requested assistance in preparing a street naming ordinance. And finally, Twiggs County has requested assistance in revising the official county code. I would like to take this moment to highlight some projects that the Regional Commission has been working on lately that we've accomplished since the November meeting. Our public administration staff has assisted with completing pre-disaster mitigation plans that have been approved by FEMA and adopted by the following communities: Houston County, Jones County, and Pulaski County. Our Area Agency on Aging has completed a project with Westat Research Foundation, surveying individuals working with chronic disease management programs. The MGRC has received reimbursements for this project equivalent over $9,000 to be reinstated in other programs. The Tech Services staff has completed websites for the following organizations: Macon-Bibb Economic Opportunity Council, Baldwin County, Hawkinsville and Pulaski County, Jeffersonville, and the Macon-Bibb Land Bank Authority. They've also completed a full inventory of all regulatory and non-regulatory road signs in the city of Perry. The project began in September. I'm pleased to announce that the Tech Services staff also has our training lab up and fully operational. These projects are just a few of the exciting things going on in the regional community. As always, we're happy to help our local governments however we can. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Does anybody have any questions for Daniel?
Well, we do have a late request that we need from the City of Roberta. I don't think we
Okay, as you can tell, from you people from folks who've been here a while, that's one of the longest community requests we've had, so it's quite busy down here. Nobody's been doing any sleeping behind the desk, I'm sure. But you've heard the report, if there's no question, I'll entertain a motion to approve. For a second. Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Greg, come on up and talk to us as well about the regional vision statement and planning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you again to Tim for joining us this evening. I'm sure you'll be happy to know Cam and I, as well as Sam Parrott, have been our staff leads on this project for our regional plan. And whenever we're stumped by something, we say, well, let's look and see what Northeast did. So thank you to your hardworking staff there for all the efforts guidance on it. So with that, I wanted to give a little bit of an update of where we actually are on our regional planning process. Our last meeting of this council was in November, and since then we have been barnstorming the entire region. If we haven't been in your county yet, just wait because we're coming soon. So we have been giving our speech wherever we can to talk about what's going on, to start getting some stakeholder input. We had a couple of great meetings as a big group here at the Middle Georgia Regional Commission. Had one in December, where we talked about some strategies for some of our specific focus areas, areas requiring special attention there, talking about our regional vision statement. And then we continued with a good meeting last week on the 8th of January, where we talked about some specific strategies for transportation, natural and cultural resources, community services, all sorts of areas that are really going to help us in the development of our regional work program. So we're really excited for all the input that we've been receiving thus far, and we hope to be receiving some more in the upcoming days and weeks ahead. As you'll see in the memo that was prepared in your council packet, there are some additional opportunities for involvement that are coming up. Those are in each of our 11 counties. We've already been to some. If not, yours is on the list there. And we've actually got the addition of Macon-Bibb County we're going back to again on February 2nd. That one did not make the memo, but I attached a flyer in there as well that you can distribute, share with folks, and that has all of the dates there as well as our regional meetings that are still coming up on January 20th and February 4th, which is our regional public hearing. Saying all this so that you can be prepared and aware that this time next month, we're going to be back here asking for your approval to transmit the draft of the regional plan to the Department of Community Affairs so we can get their review, get their feedback, get their thoughts, make any revisions that they may have, take into account their recommendations, and come back to this council, hopefully in either May or June, to get the final adoption of the regional plan. Which is important for our standing as an organization. What I want to really get your feedback on here today as the steering committee for this plan is make sure that we are on the right track with our vision. And this vision statement is also included in your packets here, but I will briefly read it for a little bit of emphasis here. This was developed in consultation with our stakeholders. We got some great feedback from this, and even a quote from it Macon Telegraph today. So we're excited about that and hopeful that this is a good vision that our region will be excited to unite behind. This is a vision of a thriving Middle Georgia, united by regional pride and mutual respect, where cooperation and collaboration expand the region's economic prosperity, provide an exceptional education for all of its residents, and ensure that every Middle Georgian has a high quality of life through the provision of effective local government services and the preservation of natural and cultural assets. In short, a diverse region of opportunity where people want to live, learn, work, and play. And so with that, we would ask the RC Council's approval of this vision as we move forward with the plan, and I will yield the floor back to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you for that update on the vision statement. Are there any questions before Greg gets off? Done a good job.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the vision statement. Have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed likewise. Motion carried. Ms. Laura, come on and talk to us about the office policy manual.
section that conveys to employees that the office policies is very procedural and how you go about using vehicles and timesheets and that sort of thing. But we wanted to make sure employees understood that they are expected to abide by those as well. So the addition of an introductory section. The second addition is the open records procedure. As you know, we are a public agency, so we are subject to the Open Records Open Meetings Act. And we have, although we have always complied with that, we have not had a written procedure. So we wanted to make sure that our employees understood that we did receive an open records request, how to go about handling that and determining. We trained staff on this morning, and this afternoon had an open records request. So it was good that we went ahead and had the procedure in place so we knew how to do that. And then the third is a disclosure of business activities. You may recall from the Department of Audit's report, they noted that we did not have a written procedure for how we were complying with the disclosure of business activities of employees. We were doing it just fine, they just wanted written policies so that if someone wasn't here to tell staff what to do, we all knew. So we have drafted that and followed that procedure this year. And because we wanted all of these policies to be in one location, make it easy for employees to comply, wanted to have council adoption of those meetings. Happy to answer any questions.
Hearing no questions, you've heard the amendments to the office policy manual, that will be effective January 15th. Is there a motion to accept? Have a second? Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, likewise. Motion carried. Now talk to us about mileage.
Yes, sir. As it's been our practice for many years, our mileage reimbursement rate for employees and council members who travel in our business is paired with the federal IRS mileage reimbursement rate. For ease of administration over the years, we have reset that rate once a year in the July or June budget process to be effective that following July 1st. Well, on January 1, the IRS lowered the mileage reimbursement rate from 47.5 cents to 44 cents. Yes, sorry. There's that. Should go to my memo, right? Anyway, it went down 3.5 cents. So if the council does not change our mileage reimbursement rate, then that 3.5 cents per mile would be reported as income for our employees, and there's no sense in that, we think. So we ask your consideration for reducing our mileage reimbursement rate to be in line with the IRS rate effective January 1. Okay. Sorry for the confusion on the rate.
No problem. Thank you, Laura. Are there any questions on reducing the rate effective January 1st, 2016? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve. So moved. Got a second? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, likewise. Motion carries. All right, Brother Kevin, come up and talk to us about the levy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Charlie's been looking forward to this for some time, I think.
She sings, not dancing. Not really.
Well, thank you for having me do this tonight. It's one of the few functions that I have in front of you, and that is to conduct the election on your behalf. The nominating committee met. You have the nominating committee report in your package. Commission bylaws require that you have the election biannually to elect new officers as well as to appoint your executive committee. The executive committee serves certain functions on behalf of the council in between meetings, and of course to make recommendations to you for your consideration. So before you have the nominating committee slate, it consists of the officers of the regional commission beginning in 2016 will serve for 2018. The chairman, Butch Hall from Pulaski County, vice chairman, Robert Rickert, Macon-Bibb County, secretary, Dick Bazemore, Monroe County, and treasurer, Shannon Hart from Twiggs County. As this comes as a motion from your committee, does not need a second. However, as per the bylaws of the commission, I now open the floor for any nominations of any officers different than those from the nominating committee. Hearing none, I hereby request any motions from you that anybody would have in order to proceed. There needs no second. There are motions to adopt the slate as presented by the nominating commission. Moved by Lee Slade. No second is required. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. For your executive committee, the nominating committee has recommended the following: Butch Hall as chairman, Rob Ricker as vice chairman, Dick Bateman as secretary, are appointed to serve on that body by their nature of office. The additional officers would be Richard Mullins from Baldwin County, Charlie Westbury, Crawford County, George Slattery, Houston County, Jimmy Roberts, Jones County, Chuck O'Neill, Macon Bibb County, Eric Wilson, Monroe County, Melvin Walker, Peach County, Lee Slade, Pulaski County, Billy Webster, Putnam County, Shannon Hart, Twiggs County, and Mark Dupree, Wilkinson County. Again, this is from the nominating committee, needs no additional second. However, we again accept nominations from the floor. Are there any additional or suggested nominations from the floor for your executive committee members? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to proceed with committee nominations? A motion that needs no second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Elections closed. The instruction actually begins after the meeting. We still have to stand back up and continue for a little while longer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. All right, in your package was a status report on our audit in 2015 from the Department of Audit. And I'm pleased to say that we've either addressed all of them or will do so in the first quarter of 2016. And at this time, Matt, if you'll come up and talk to us about the report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excuse me, you should all have a copy of the quarterly report. This is just kind of let you know how things are going with the regional commission through the first quarter of the fiscal year 16. The quarter ended September 30th, 2015. Local revenues right now through September, we're at 29% of budgeted revenues, so we're in pretty good shape there with local revenues. Just a couple of highlight items. Local dues are actually at 50% because we've actually gone ahead and billed the first 2 quarters of the fiscal year. Annual meeting sponsorships, we actually exceeded the original budget for the annual meeting sponsorships. I think we've actually had more sponsorships than we ever had before for the annual meeting, so we'll have to do that. It's already been done as part of budget amendment number 1. State revenues are at 22% of budgeted revenues through September, so slightly behind there, but there's a couple of things with that. There's historic preservation really doesn't start getting billed until December, and Water Planning Council will do actually the final billing here in the second quarter of 16, so expect that to kind of fall in line and no issues with that state revenues. Federal revenues are at 22% of budget revenues through September. So again, just a little bit behind where we kind of expected it to be at this point. Just a couple of highlighted items with that. Unified Transportation Administration is actually running higher than expected due to increased trip levels, as well as an increase in the admin rate we're receiving during fiscal year 16. So at some point later this year, we'll have to probably do a budget amendment to reflect that additional revenue. And then the OEA grant contract runs through November, so the final billing on that where it's actually going to occur again is the second quarter of 16. Expenditures through September 30th are 23%, so again, pretty close to where you would expect them to be 1 quarter into the year. Just a couple of highlighted items in there. In the supplies and materials line, it's running a little bit higher than expected through September, but that's probably because of some one-time purchases of computers for the aging staff and a bag promotion as part of the WestStat contract that was mentioned earlier during the annual discussion. Office repairs and maintenance line items, again, also a little bit higher than expected through the first quarter, but that's mainly due to the purchase of the enterprise license agreement of $15,000. That's just a one-time expense. But if anybody has any questions with anything in regards to the budget and the actual analysis through September, be glad to try to answer them. If not, again, this is just for your information purposes only, just to kind of let you know how things are going so far this fiscal year. And again, I think everything's looking pretty good so far. Everything's in line with where we expected them to be. And hope to continue that for the rest of the fiscal year.
Thanks, Matt. Okay, Crystal Gill, you want to talk to us about Project Spark?
Following, for information purposes, following developments of regional impact were received since the November Council meeting. CRI 2521 Project Spark. Cumming is expected to make a $27.1 million investment and bring up to 900 new jobs to Baldwin County. We received DRI forms 1 and 2 on November 2nd. We certified the proposed development was a DRI, and an information packet was sent out to affected parties on November 3rd. We reviewed the project comments from affected parties and compiled the DRI report, which was transmitted to the applicant on November 20th, ending our DRI process. If there are any questions on the project, I'd be happy to answer them.
I might say congratulations to them, much needed job. Okay, each year the staff of the Regional Commission has to file a disclosure report. They've done any work with any of the developments. This year, Solenco, Kimber, Ralph Nix, and Kim Yardy did some work, and they no action required on our part. The forms were sent in, and part of our minutes show disclosure that we're doing. Okay, our next meeting is February the 11th. Are there any announcements?
Just to bring your attention, we have updated a new, in light of having some new elected officials and new council members. At your seat, you should have found an updated organizational guide, which provides a lot of basic information about the powers and duties of the Regional Commission Council, as well as a highlight of services, and then there's a current staff listing in the back. That's available to you, and it should be a real handy, quick reference guide to the services and the functionings of the Regional Commission. You may have also noticed in your package things a little bit different. Every item on the agenda had a memo that provided some background and some information about what you'll be hearing about. We're going to continue that practice going forward. And the third change that we made that probably threw some people off tonight is that we put packages at your chair. Instead of having you have to pick them up as you came in, and we might go back to doing it the old way. So just bear with us as we sort of figure out different ways of improving the more engagement. Just want to make you aware of this.
Right, thank you all. This time, Butch, come on up. Now, please, this time, give you the gavel. And there's one thing that said give you an ink pen, but that's not true. You need a case of ink pen. So there's a lot of writing. Well,
Let me say a couple of things. I appreciate y'all allowing me to serve you through the school. Also, still, I didn't know that you made this fact. 75, I went to work with the APDC. I went to work with the APDC in 79. There's very few people here that even know what APDC stands for. Again, thank you all. We look forward to serving.
okay, thank you. We'll stand adjourned at this time, and we'll see you on February 11th. Good night, and Happy New Year.